I've been asked about the difference between Gnevus Das and positive thinking. Gnevus Das means that you tell the other person what he wants to hear in order to get an advantage. It's usually deception that's meant to put you in a favorable light so that you look as if you're trying to help that other person, or that you have something that's really quite valuable, or in some instances that you're interested in something that that person might have. You really have no interest at all. That's called Gnevus Das, when you go ahead and fool someone for an advantage of your own. And the person gets the wrong impression, wastes his time, wastes his money, has his hopes driven up in order so that they can make a sale, or that they might receive a favor from you, or their perception that you really care about them, which is not true in that case of Gnevus Das. Contrast that with where you have a positive attitude. A person can ask you how things going, and if you're a person that's a realist, well, you say comme ci, comme ça, some good, some not so good. Happy that I'm still alive. Not a very good attitude, but most of us fall into that category. We either complain, we certainly aren't positive about what's going on around us. So I want to tell you the story of Bitochen that I heard from a Mr. Mark Spitz. Not the Mark Spitz, the swimmer, but Mark Spitz, the realtor, the Baal Tshuva, the religious Jew from Boston. If he's alive today, he would probably be close to 100 years old, maybe more. He had just gotten married, had a small family, when the stock market crashed. 1929. He had no money, but he had to go to work to see if he could support his family. And so he lived in Brookline and had to go downtown Boston. It was over 3-4 miles to walk. Got there close to his office, and he met one of the few people who still had significant money despite what was going on all around. And the man asked him, "Spitz, how you doing?" And Spitz answered, "Couldn't be better." Of course, this was not true, but Mr. Spitz had a positive attitude. He believed that at any moment, God could help him. "Spitz, I like you," the man said. "Let's go for lunch." Spitz said, "Fine." He didn't know whether the man was suggesting he would pay for his lunch, because he had absolutely zero in his pocket. But he went anyway, assuming that God would do something good for him. When they went to lunch, the man asked Spitz about certain things. Spitz just remained positive. He said, "The things that are in the works, I'm hoping that they go well, and I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm certain things are going to be bright for all of us." The man said, "You know, Spitz, I like your attitude. I'm going to give you a building to sell, and your commission is going to be $1,000 when you sell it. In the interim, I'm going to give you an advance, $100. How do you like that?" "Oh, I like that very fine," said Mr. Spitz. And the man peeled out $100, and Mr. Spitz, who had walked to his work, came home in a taxi. He always told this story about betochen to a small group of us in Boston, telling us that no matter what happened around you, you should never lose your head and never lose faith. In this instant, he did not deceive the person, did not try to show him that he was his friend or sell him something that was no good. He merely exuded confidence that everything would be okay. And that confidence and that positive attitude was what made him successful then, and throughout the years, he became a very successful businessman. The power of positive thinking.